Hey everyone, my name is Kristen McAvoy. I am technically a third-year graduate student at Syracuse University in the Library and Information Sciences program. I say third year, I'm only doing one more semester to finish up in December, but I guess, yeah, I am starting my third year there. I also got my undergraduate degree at Syracuse University. I got my bachelor's in religion, but specifically I studied ancient religions, ancient mythology, things like that, because I've always had this fascination with early mythology and early stories and studying how people lived before they really understood the world and before they really understood themselves. So I've always had a fascination with that. I am taking this course from here in my home. I live in Liverpool, New York, which is about 20-30 minute drive from campus, so not too far. I live here with my new husband and my twin sister, Caitlin. She moved up here after she graduated from Gettysburg College, so we are here together, and I have pretty much grown up in libraries. My mom went back to school when I was in elementary school to become a school librarian and educator, and so she became my school librarian, my elementary school librarian. So on all the days that I didn't really feel like taking the school bus home, my mom would let my twin sister and I stay after school and help her in her library. So I'm sure she was grateful for little hands to help. But we did pretty basic things, scanning barcodes, checking books in and out, reshelving. I learned the whole Dewey Decimal System from that. Definitely spend more time reading than helping most days, but we definitely helped. And it was a great learning experience for me. So I kind of started at a really young age in the whole library environment. When I went to college at SU, I started working in the geology library on campus, which sadly does not exist anymore. I'm very sad because I loved that library. It's been integrated back into Bird Library. So I kept doing that student work. I kept doing the cataloging, the shelving, things like that. And I really enjoyed it. So I've always libraries have always been a part of my life. I've also done a couple internships. So the first summer of grad school, I worked at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. I worked in the National Museum of Natural History. We had a private researcher who wanted to donate his work, all of his collection, to the museum library. So my job was to work with him to cross-reference his entire collection, which was extensive, with what was already in the library and what was in good condition, what was in bad condition, what we would want to keep to replace things of ours, or what we didn't want and he could keep, things like that. So I spent a whole summer creating a system for that. And then this past summer, I was actually working at the university archives. So I was on the 6th floor of Bird, and that's when I really started to get a lot of experience with metadata and finding aids and processing archival collections. Now I kind of solidified my love of that area of expertise. I really want to end up in an archive somewhere someday. I think there's this really important factor of keeping history alive and remembering from what has come before us, and keeping just these really beautiful, usually beautiful, sometimes they're not so great, but usually beautiful items that need to be kept for memory and out of respect for what they were. So that's definitely where I'd like to end up. I've also worked on a couple fun projects for IST 604. It was one of the cataloging class that comes after 616. It's kind of the follow-up course. My partner and I, Sam, we created, for our final project, we had to come up with a cataloging system of our own. We had to design it, we had to come up with fields for it, things like that, but we were basing it off of MARC. So my friend and I are both big board game enthusiasts. We actually have game nights together all the time, so it's a lot of fun. But so we decided to come up with a new cataloging system for board games in libraries, because there really isn't any system for that as of yet. There aren't a whole lot of board games in libraries right now yet either, but I would love to change that. But so we actually had to come up with things like, for instance, in the subject line in a MARC field for board games, the subject is board games, which I found really strange because you don't see the subject of books as book. So we had to kind of work through, genres. We had to work through authors of board games who created it. We had to work through the subjects of board games, because there are so many different kinds that I think a lot of people don't understand the nuances of the board game world and how it's evolved since things like Trouble and Sorry. So we had a lot of fun with that project, and I was really proud of that one. That was a lot of fun. I'm also currently a graduate student for Dr. Ruth Small, a graduate assistant for Dr. Ruth Small, and I am currently working on a project called the Young Innovators Project. It's what I've been working on almost since I started grad school, and we are working to create a website, an online resource for students grades 4 through 8 to go to if they're interested in becoming a young innovator or becoming an inventor or becoming an entrepreneur, things like that. So it's this whole online, I've been doing research and searching for resources. So there are books, there are websites, there are programs that they could sign up for, things like that. We're putting it all together and creating this website, building this website from all of this. There are also lesson plans that we've had student librarians write for us and have been willing to put up on the website. There are resources for adults, for parents that want to help their kids and inspire them, things like that. So there's a lot of really cool things that we're putting into this, and I've been helping with that. So that's a really major project from my graduate school experience that I'm excited to see get going. We're supposed to launch around November, I think, so hopefully that all works out, and I'm really excited to see it hit the ground running. As I mentioned before, just some little tidbits about me. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and just a couple weeks ago, I actually got married. It's very exciting. I absolutely love it. The wedding went wonderfully, even though we were hit with a surprise thunderstorm. But instead of everyone running inside, we all danced in the rain. So it turned out to be this amazing thing, and we had a really fun time. So that's really exciting. I've almost called him fiance almost every time now, because that's what I'm used to, but he is a husband now. And my husband is from Reno, Nevada, and that's where we got married, so up by Lake Tahoe, actually. So we do have some plans after I graduate to end up back out there near his family. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds, and I'm really excited to take this course and see how it can help me get my foot in the door out west and really hone my skills for the type of job, the type of career that I would like to see myself in. So I look forward to talking with everyone and learning from this and discussing, and I hope everyone has an amazing semester, and I hope it started well and that it continues to go well. And I guess I'll see you all online. Bye.